Hello, Hawaii. I am Francine Engel. I am a judge from Maryland. I am a political scientist, and I work with the Maryland Council for Civic and History Education.
And hello, my name is Jocelyn Broman. I work on Capitol Hill for Representative Don Young of Alaska. I'm also an attorney, and I was a We the People participant at the 2006 Nationals, which feels like several centuries ago. But I'm glad you guys are here, and it's good to see you.
Hello, my name is Evan Gessner. I'm a civil rights attorney in Lexington, South Carolina. This is my first year judging a national level We the People competition, but I have judged our state competition here by the last 12 or 13 years. So I am excited to be here, and I look forward to your presentation.
All right, could you introduce yourselves, please?
Hello, nice to meet you all. We are from McKinley High School. This is our teacher, Mr. Sean Kamita. My name is Emily Kwong, and I am a junior.
My name is Young Park, and I'm also a junior.
And my name is Ocean Cole, and I'm a senior this year.
Okay. All right. Well, wonderful to have you. I will read the question. We start off with a quote from John Adams. There is nothing I dread so much as a division of the Republic into two great parties, each arranged under its leaders and in opposition to each other. What issues led to the formation of the original political parties? To what extent have those issues persisted in American political parties? What are the advantages and disadvantages of a unified or divided government? You may begin when you're ready.
A political party is a group of people with similar political goals and ideas. Politicians, activists, and voters who support their party aim to win control of the government. The original political parties started due to controversy with federal strength during the ratification of the Constitution. Washington made sure to create a cabinet that provided different opinions and perspectives so that everyone's voices were heard. Washington warned of the baneful effects of the spirit of party. He stated that political parties will cause jealousies and corruptions, along with opening doors to foreign influences. Despite this, political parties emerged from within his own cabinet. The constant disagreements between Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson became the foundation for the first two political ideologies. The first party system consisted of the Federalist Party and the Democratic Republican Party.
Hamilton, Secretary of the Treasury, and John Adams became the founder of the Federalist Party. They argued that the United States needs a large republic with a strong central government to unite the country. They believed that there should be more flexibility in how the Constitution is interpreted by using the necessary and proper clause in Article 1. Federalists supported the wealthy and businesses through a tariff that protected American industry by making foreign products more expensive, in turn receiving support from northern states. They preferred alliances with Great Britain for its political stability and trade. On the other hand, Jefferson, the Secretary of State, and James Madison led the Democratic Republican Party. These anti-federalists favored strong state governments. They didn't trust the new federal government because they thought it wouldn't take care of the interest of the smaller states, thereby receiving support from the South and farmers. They believed that the federal power should be limited to only what it explicitly stated in the Constitution. They thought that local governments could handle state concerns more effectively, so they supported state banks. The South feared that the British would undermine republicanism and wanted an alliance with France since they had helped it with the American Revolution. These issues have persisted in the modern times with the Republican and Democrat political parties that have become driving forces in American politics. Nowadays, the country is divided between two very different views on the role of government. While Republicans, similar to anti-federalists, are more for natural rights, Democrats, similar to Federalists, are more for common good. The tensions between two competing sides have become more severe and ideological. For example, For if the president is Democratic, but Congress has a Republican majority, Congress can attempt to pass a law, but president can simply veto it.
With the age of the internet, there are many sources of information available. Being able to self-select media that show personalized political views causes people to have less of a chance to encounter opposing perspectives. This leads to strengthening their own opinions and antagonizing towards differing ones. A divided government creates difficulties, but also provides insights into many perspectives. People are allowed to debate and express opinions, increasing participation in politics. It also creates a form of checks and balances between the parties. An advantage for a unified government is that laws can be passed more easily since ideals about laws are shared. However, there would also be less diversity within the majority to debate topics of controversy, causing an echo chamber of viewpoints. Regardless of which form of the government is, people with different political points of view need to be understanding and engage in effective problem solving. A government is only effective when civil debate and compromises are possible. That concludes our presentation.
Thank you. So, do you think that political parties were inevitable in our political system?
Personally, I believe that political parties were inevitable because of how much our country has changed over time, as well as the different issues that have been raised since the inception of our country to modern times.
I agree with Ocean because I think that the way our country was set up allowed for differing opinions to be expressed, and there would be a time when those opinions became too extreme. So I think that political parties would have become inevitable.
Thank you.
So let's talk about like our current parties that we have in power right now. So with the Democrats in control of the House of Representatives and the Senate and the presidency, what are the challenges that they still face when wanting to pass their legislation? Or what challenges do you think they still face?
One of the challenges that I can think about is that when passing legislation, sometimes it is not always just a majority that is needed, it is a supermajority. And supermajorities are required to ensure that there is no doubt about the decisions that are being made, or there is little doubt about it.
Very good. And do any of you think that factions within these parties are a detriment to the system, or do you think that they could bring about something good?
Could you clarify what you mean about factions?
Sure. So we got a couple people in the Democratic Party that don't want to, would prefer to be like more conservative in like how they would do how they would spend money and things like that. So, but you have a lot of people in the Democrat Party that are more, they think that they're more progressive or more left and they think they could spend some more money. Do you think that could be a challenge for the Democrats getting something done, even though they have a control over all the government?
I feel as that because our country has came to a point where there are so much different issues and indecisive opinions about any kind of problem, I feel that political parties have kind of lost the central idea of being unified and having the same point of views as a party. And I think that that might be an issue to getting things done these days, but overall, it is still the same political party. So I feel as that behind the scenes, something would happen so that people get things done, even though they have differing points of view on specific issues within the party.
Yeah, great.
In addition to what Ocean said, in my opinion, I think that sometimes these challenges within the own party can be necessary, because if a party's ideals become too ideological or too extreme, then they would need to be checked upon with differing opinions. So to ensure that the minorities do not get ignored.
Sure.
Great.
Now, you mentioned in your main presentation how in the modern day, the internet has really changed how information, how each of us obtains information. I wanted to hear if you thought that, or hear your thoughts on how the internet specifically, but kind of the overabundance of information today, if you think the two-party system is still really serving everyone's needs.
It's very possible that the two-party system doesn't serve everyone's needs. I know friends that want to lean more towards Republican Party, but they have some views that align with the Democratic Party. For instance, abortion. Like my Republican friends, some of them think that it should be a woman's right to decide what they want to do with their own selves. And political parties have, again, as I said before, it's kind of have a blurred view these days.
So do you think we would get more things done in the country and it would be less partisan if the president and the vice president were from the same political party? I mean, sorry, from different political parties rather than from the same political party?
I believe that with any role in government or any branch of government, being from the same party can be beneficial to their own ideals, but having the different opinions can ensure that everyone's opinions are heard.
Let's go back to, you started to mention, Ocean, you'd mentioned a couple of things about your friends, like thinking one way about one party, but not completely agreeing with one party. So what do you think stops them from doing like a third party system or having like another party that they look at or vote for over time? Or what could be one of those challenges, or what could be those challenges? And question for the entire panel, of course.
I think that what makes it difficult for people of my age to understand that there could be different political parties is that they're often, I don't want to say ignorant, but they don't see that there are other parties, right? And I think that right now in our current times, we are, but we're also not ready for different political parties. People have so many differing opinions about this and that, but for some reason the country can't seem to be, rallying behind a different political party, and they always just choose with Democrat or Republican. So I think that our country also isn't ready to move on.
Do you think that has something to do with how we do elections in the country, that it requires like that we have like a winner take all kind of election system, that it's like one person wins?
I don't believe that it has to do with the election system. I think it's just they just don't know about it, like they just ignore it. And I think part of the problem with having them realize there are different political parties.
Mhm.
Time.
All right, great job, guys.
Well, yes, congratulations. We want to recognize the students for their hard work and participation today.
Thank you very much for your presentation today. You did a really nice job talking about how the political parties developed through the through Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson, with the development of the Federalists and the Democratic Republicans, and you talked about their debate over the necessary and proper clause. I thought you did a nice job with that. And then in the follow-up questions, you did a nice job, and I like how, you know, you took your time and thought about things, which was good. You know, that you, if you know, you don't have to just rush and just say anything. So to kind of take your time, listen to the question. I like how you did that and really thought about it and made sure that you were answering the question that we were asking you. So very nice.
Oh, I'm up. I'm sorry. We've done like 5. We've done so many of these today. I'm like, I don't know where I am anymore. No, I really liked how you guys walked us through Hamilton and Jefferson, and walked through like how these all worked into like talking about the national bank and tariffs. And then with Jefferson talking about they wanted strong state governments, and then also like tying that into today, like these are still questions that we're talking about now, which just goes to show that politics never really changes. It just gets new actors to play around in the sandbox. So you guys did a great job on that. For the follow-up, I really liked how you guys talked about the minority voice and how important that is in our system of government. It can be challenging to get that minority voice told, and sometimes you have a lot of either party does like these kind of obstructive things to like stop things from happening to make sure their voice is heard. But that's actually kind of how the system is designed, and you guys have recognized that and see how important that's good for our system as it is. So as you guys are like thinking more about these issues and reading more and doing more and learning more history, I just encourage you to keep those thoughts in mind as you're going on. So thank you.
Yes, great job. Great presentation. You know, just to echo some of the earlier comments, talk about how you brought these issues to present day. And I think you're the first team, and you're the last team we're judging today. So it means you're the only team that talked about what I personally see being a huge issue right now is people self-selecting their media and just completely shutting out any other voice. And I think we're really seeing a polarization because of that. And, you know, I asked the question about, okay, well, how does the internet, you know, really change things? Is a two-party system still viable? You know, just to see, because at least my understanding, my belief is going back hundreds of years, how people got their information, it was much more controlled. They did not have this breadth of information that we get today. And I would even say that the amount of information we have now is so staggering, and unfortunately not all of it is even true. That being a huge problem. So that's why I'd asked that question. I really appreciated your answer. Again, great job, everyone.
Congratulations again. Great job.
Wonderful job. Thank you so much.